Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Stephen McCoy, and you are watching Sessions with Stephen Live. And today we have no other than Giacomo Gianniotti. How are
You,
you?
you said my name so beautifully. Thank you so
Well,
much.
we have to admit that your name is fun to say.
Oh, wow, I'm so impressed. Thank you so much. You've made this interview already so amazing by pronouncing my name right.
How's everything going?
It's pretty crazy times, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to stay sane in the midst of it all and just try to help out where I can and hoping to be
right.
back to work soon. But yeah, unprecedented times for sure.
Yeah, I mean, your fans definitely would kill me if I didn't ask about the Grey's Anatomy filming. Like, when are you guys going on set? What's going on? We want all the tea.
Well, we think at the moment we're about a month away, but we don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if everything was safe, we would shoot tomorrow. But it's just taking a long time to really nail down all these protocols to keep everybody
Right,
safe and you know. So, but we hope within a month we should get going. So that's the plan as of now.
right. Yeah, and the thing is, I know, like, let's just rewind back prior to the pandemic when you got that email and they told you production was gonna stop at least for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And but did you ever think that it would take this long, or did you ever have a moment in your head like, oh my God, I think this show might just end? Did you ever have that in your head?
Yeah, no, at the moment, yeah, all of this was so new. We've had pandemics in the past. I remember SARS, I'm from Canada and Toronto, and certainly SARS was big in Toronto. I remember that, when I was younger growing up there. But it never quite performed or played out in this way.
Right,
Really
exactly.
new. And so at the time when it happened, was like, oh, yeah, okay, 2 weeks was kind of like, and now it seems ridiculous to think that we could have shut down for 2 weeks and been back at
Yeah.
work. It seems ridiculous.
And I've spoken to a lot of producers where they let me in on how they would be doing the social distancing. Did they inform you guys on how things would actually work? Whether it be just three people
Yeah.
on set, and then how
So,
would you?
so SAG, which is our union, and we have directors, we have writers. They all have their unions, and they all are trying to protect their guild members.
Right,
So it's kind of like trying to figure out a way where everybody's guilds all come together and agree on the safest way to be at work. We're definitely going to have a lot of testing going on multiple times a week. We've been told that. I've told other people that because we're a medical show, we're uniquely advantaged in the sense that our doctors get to wear PPE on the
yeah,
show. So the characters are doing what they're supposed to be doing, but also the actors are also doing what they're supposed to be doing and protecting themselves. So
right.
if you're a show who isn't in the medical community, then it's an added challenge that, oh God, how do I protect my actors? And so we're uniquely advantaged in that way. But apart from that, I think there's been all new jobs created by this, which is a weird positive. Um,
Yeah,
that people who are going to be on set, sort of as COVID police, if you will, uh,
yeah,
just to make sure that everybody, because everybody, when you're at work, you get your job, you're not worrying about that stuff, and we're certainly not used to worrying about that stuff. So you're caught
yeah,
up in acting, or if you're operating the camera, or whatever you're doing, and so these people are there to just make sure, oh, you're a little too close to him, let's get some distance, or you know what I mean, or like, hey, your mask's a little low, could you put it back up, or just making sure that everybody in a really obviously, friendly, supportive way, but just making sure that everybody on set is always adhering to the guidelines. So we're all keeping everybody safe, because it's easy to get distracted for a second and maybe let your guard down.
right.
So it's going to be an adjustment for sure for everybody.
It is. I mean, I'm sure once you get on set, you might want to run to your co-stars and give everybody a hug, maybe. But
Oh,
it might be
hugging
some
is going to be happening. I don't think.
precautions taken.
Yeah, I think we're going to be doing some elbow
Right,
hellos.
exactly. There you go. There
Yeah,
you go.
we'll do one. There you go.
What is the biggest thing that you've learned during this time, during the pandemic?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned, That's a really deep question. I think a few things. I think first off, I learned how fast I was moving and how I needed to
Mm,
really slow down. And this forced me to slow down,
yeah,
and give attention and time and to hold space for things that I was maybe neglecting or maybe ignoring, or not giving as much importance to. So that this thing has really forced everyone to slow down and pay attention more to their finances or their family, their loved one, their kids, whatever that thing that you were kind of maybe too busy hustling, too busy working, too busy to do whatever. Well, now you're stuck at home. And so now we have been able to sort of invest in those things that we were neglecting, realize those things that we were neglecting. So I think that's one thing. And then the other thing that I think is that I think this pandemic has exposed a lot of really nasty things about the way this country works that were already there. They were
yeah,
already there. They're not new. But this pandemic has had a way of just ripping it open and exposing it in a way. And we've been
yeah,
forced to, the economy, the racial injustices and the protests, everything that's been going on with the Black Lives Matter movement. People are like, what happened? What's it? It's like, this ain't new. This is not
right,
new. This
exactly.
is,
Nothing new, but
but these
so
crazy times, force everybody to be, upset, irritated,
yeah,
irritable, and they
yeah,
force us into conflict, unfortunately.
exactly. Yeah,
And so it's a perfect recipe for disaster and a perfect recipe for anything that was unresolved to come out. So, in a way, although it's been a hard time for a lot of people, there also has been great leaps in positivity and great
yeah,
strides made between the protesters and the government.
yeah,
We're of course not exactly where we want to be, but there have
absolutely.
been small little battles won. And I think, in any political movement,
Right,
looking back, those little
right.
battles really lead to eventually, bigger wars won. So although
Right.
it's been a hard time, I'm happy that these people have
Things
been
are
able
still coming
to make
out.
some headway in that space.
Yeah. And you know what? I definitely have to commend you for speaking on that because the thing is, everyone knows you are a Canadian. So, and being from Toronto, it's a lot of people who are from different countries and not from America, they tend to sometimes just ignore it because that's just not their issue. That's what, but we're all in this together.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful thing that you spoke of.
Definitely, you know what I mean? And I think, for me, ever since moving to America, like I've had to use, shows like, John Oliver or Jon Stewart or Trevor Noah or all these people to sort of learn, or Bill Maher, to sort of learn about American politics
Yeah,
because I grew up in Canada. So I learned very well how my Canadian politics system works and the
right,
history of my country and all that stuff. And we certainly
right.
covered American history when I was growing up in Canada. But I mean,
Yeah,
American history, the way it's written in the textbooks, ain't exactly what really happened, as we know.
yeah,
So this has been a great time for a lot of people, especially white people, to educate themselves, and certainly me even more so because I didn't grow up here.
yeah,
Educate myself on so many things about the past of America, and and how far we've come, and how little we've come, in a way.
yeah.
So yeah, I think it's been and we've had time. We've had so much time on our hands to really, read the books, watch the documentaries, dive into these topics, and really like educate ourselves. So I hope that that's been a positive
Absolutely.
out of this time. And
Yeah. How's Nicole doing? Is everything good with the wifey and
she's great. Yeah, she's
good?
great.
Because we have two different stories that's going on with marriages after this pandemic. You can either get divorced or just have some babies. So are there some babies coming up, or what's going on?
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of like just the divorce rates have been
It's
skyrocketing.
crazy, right?
People
It's
just
crazy.
breaking up with people. Well, yeah, because it's like we're not supposed to be trapped inside with each other in the cave, uh,
Right, exactly.
right? We're
Yeah,
supposed to have lives, go out, our job, and then we come
yeah,
home. we've been gone all day. We haven't seen each other all day, so we miss each
Right.
other. We have tons of stuff
Right.
to talk
Exactly.
about. But when you're
Exactly.
sort of like face to face like this all day, like you're like,
It can get a bit frustrating, of
yeah.
course.
It's like, how was your day? It's like, you know how my day was. You were with me the whole day. Like, what do you mean,
Yeah.
how was my day? You know what I mean?
Now, if people don't know, you play the guitar as well. So have you been making up songs? Have you been creating songs and
I
things?
wish I could. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I would have been more active on my guitar, but I haven't, honestly. I haven't played too much. Here and there I'll pick it up, but it's kind of a thing that kind of it calls you or it doesn't. I don't like to force that kind of stuff.
Right,
Like if
right.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling, then I pick it up,
Mhm.
but I haven't been as disciplined as like sort of making a job out of it. We adopted a dog during this time, and so that's been a big like taking up a lot of my time with like
Yeah.
the vets and the walking and the training him and stuff like that. So that's been a source of joy, and that's been something positive about this time. But yeah.
Yeah. What would you say would be your dream role? Because knowing that you played the guitar, I started wondering about that myself as far as like, would you play a musician or
Love
anything like
to.
that?
I'd love to. Yeah. My dream role, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I'm sort of a Bond nerd. I
Oh,
love the James Bond
yeah,
franchise.
yeah.
And although I'm not a Brit, you know what I mean? I would be very interested in Bond for sure. That's just sort of an iconic
I can see that.
role that, yeah.
Producers start calling, we can see
There you go.
it.
Thank you. Maybe you can get that movement started, that hashtag going from here.
Exactly, right? Now, also, with there a role that you wouldn't play?
Roles that I wouldn't play. Um, I mean, it's kind of hard to think of like what I wouldn't play. For me, it's just about like the context. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
the quality of the material. You know what I mean?
right.
So no, I don't think there's anything I wouldn't play as long as like I thought the story was really beautiful and then that people watching it could learn something from it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, whatever it is that you do will be in front of our TV screens. Do you know the date yet as far as when we can see Grey's Anatomy back on our screen?
Well, just because I don't know when we're going to start shooting, I
Right,
certainly don't know when we're going to start airing. But I think
right,
once
right,
we officially confirm that we're starting shooting, then we might be able to give that
right.
date
I'm
more.
sure everybody has been trying to find different creative ways of squeezing it out of you if you kind of knew. Everyone thinks that you guys are holding it hostage. Like, come on, give us the news. We want to know.
Uh,
So, but you
yes,
know what? Another beautiful thing is my friend's place summer festival. You have to talk to us about that.
thank you so much for letting me talk about that. Yeah, so my friend's place is a homeless youth drop-in resource center that's here in Hollywood. It's been around for 32 years.
Yeah.
An amazing organization. We're number one in America for homelessness, especially youth homelessness, and a large part of our homeless population, especially in the youth, are LGBTQ members as well. So we have a lot of big support there, and normally every year we host a gala to raise a lot of money, and everybody gets dressed up, and we have an auction. We have like Miley Cyrus pull up and sing, and it's an amazing event. We had Jack Black hosting last year. It's really like a who's who of Hollywood to come up and support for these amazing youth. This year, because of COVID, like a lot of other organizations, we had to pivot to doing something virtual, but we wanted to still kind of keep it exciting and keep it accessible to, and not cost too much time of people. So we decided instead of doing it one day that we break it into 5 days, sort of a week long summer festival. And we're really proud of, I think, what we've come up with. So this Sunday, August 9th, it kicks off with a benefit concert, which is incredible.
Yeah. All the way to the 13th.
All the way to the 13th. So we're going to kick it off this Sunday with the benefit concert. It's completely free for everyone worldwide to stream. Of course, we're going to have some text prompts up there being like, text to donate because this is for a good cause, but it's totally free to tune in. You're going to have Mario, JoJo, Kenzie Ziegler, a lot of amazing artists perform. You can just sit back, relax, and watch your favorite artists perform. So that's great. The next day, we got a yoga class. It's $25. You get a Zoom link. You show up with your mat in your home, your computer, you get a yoga class. We got a drag queen bingo the next day on the 11th.
Oh, wow.
Which is a lot of fun.
Awesome.
We got a lot of fun prizes, and they're obviously super fun and entertaining, and that's all also for a good cause. That's also $25. We got art for the whole family on the 12th. So we got one of our volunteers from my friend's place who does art programming there at my friend's place, and they're going to guide you through an art class. So you just have a piece of paper and whatever art materials you have, paint, pencils, crayons, whatever you got, it all works. And it's fun for the whole family. The 12th at 6 p.m. we got a wine tasting. So we have Zach Nagin from Tabula Rasa, which is a restaurant here in Hollywood, and he's offering up 2 bottles of wine, which we'll send to you if you live in Los Angeles. And you'll get a Zoom link an hour before it starts, and then he'll take you through the wines, and you can taste them and drink wine, which is not a bad idea. Lots of fun. And then the last night, August 13th, is called A Night United, and I'm hosting this event this virtual night, where we celebrate our champions. Every year we sort of honor people who have gone above and beyond for my friend's place, and people we want to honor and thank for being huge champions of our homeless youth.
I think that's so amazing.
So we're honoring Ann Blanchard and Rosanna Arquette this year, and I'm going to be introducing them and letting them have some words. It's going to be a really, really special night. But, join us this Sunday at least for the benefit concert to kick things off. It's going to be a lot of fun, really entertaining. And then if there's any workshops throughout the week that you feel like you can join in on, then please feel free to do so. MyFriendsPlace.org is the site.
Yes, MyFriendsPlace.org. And guys, for those of you out there who can donate and can be a part of this event, I mean, it is a fun event, so make sure that you log on to MyFriendsPlace.org and you can be a part of these activities. You're basically paying for involved activities to be a part of, and it's still helping people that are youth that are homeless. So,
no matter where you are, you can join in.
Yes, absolutely. And for those of you who happen to be homeless that are watching this, log on to MyFriendsPlace.org, because they're there to serve, they're there to help you. It's 2.4 million people around the world that have experienced homelessness. And then seeing in Los Angeles alone, it's about, I believe, a little over 3,000 people that are homeless. And also MyFriendsPlace.org, they serve at least 1,400 people every year. That's a lot of people.
You've done your research.
Yes, of course. Yes, and I've been following My Friend's Place for a while, and I just think it's such an amazing event that helps a lot of people. So we really have to support this cause, and thank you so much for being a part of this.
They're the best. If you ever go to this place, you immediately fall in love with the people, the volunteers, and you can't help but get involved. It's amazing.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Giacomo.
Okay.
We appreciate you and of course, come back when you guys finish filming and everything. Come back. We're gonna have a good time. We'll get the bottle of wine and just,
I love that.
Hey, subscribe now.